Hi, this is Jason McCann from Mountain Tactical. I want to take a moment and go over the essential tools every rifle owner should have to save money by not paying a gunsmith, to increase the functionality of your rifle, and increase the accuracy and the reliability of your rifle. Cue the intro, and then we'll dive in. So all the tools we're going to talk about today are available in links down in the description. So if there's something that you don't have that you want to get your hands on, click the link down below. There's free shipping in most areas, and let's dive into this. So prior to working on any firearm, you must make sure it's unloaded, clear, and safe. So, as the firearm sits right now, the bolt's closed, the magazine's in. I don't know if it's clear and safe. So the first thing I'm going to do, open the bolt. I'm going to inspect the chamber, make sure a round didn't get stuck in there. On this rifle, I'm going to remove the magazine. And then, for an added measure of safety, I'm going to put a chamber flag in the rifle, just so if I have to go grab a cup of coffee or use the John, someone doesn't come in and put a round in the tube. So let's dive in to the tools. So the very first thing on our list is a good gun vise. A good gun vise is going to sit on your bench, your kitchen table, your coffee table. It's going to hold the rifle steady while you're working on it. Obviously, if your rifle is not steady, you're not going to be as accurate when you're mounting optics to it. You're going to have all sorts of issues that you're going to be chasing. Hold it rigid. This is a Tipton Best gun vise. It's 15 to 16 years old. We use it every day at the shop. It's great. It has little pockets to hold screws and tools. It has padding to protect the rifle. It actually locks the buttstock down, and you can flip the rifle over if you're replacing your bottom metal or working on your trigger. And then the fore-end support is adjustable as well. So different stocks fit differently. Obviously, that's not going to be very secure. The rifle can move around. Support your fore-end, all of a sudden everything's nice and stable. So, first thing on our list, a good gun vise to hold your rifle while you're working on it. The second tool on our list is not a single tool, but a family of tools. If you're working on a precision rifle, do not use harbor junk or cheap tool bits or Allen keys and Torx wrenches. Make sure that you're using a high quality Allen key set, Torx set, and any specialty bits you might need that are specific to your rifle system. In the shop, we use a lot of Snap-on. In the garage, it's just fine to use a Wheeler Engineering set. This kit here comes with two different length drivers. It comes with the most common bits that you're going to need. They're high quality. They won't break on you. And then there's actually a legend here to tell you what goes in each slot. If you need a specific bit to work on your rifle system, there's a little storage compartment here that will allow you to store your own individual specific bits. The third tool on our list is a precision trigger pull gauge. Now, I'm a little old school. I love my old analog RCBS trigger pull gauge. This thing's about 20 years old. It's never failed me. It's super easy to use and read. But the guys in the shop really like the new digital Wheeler Engineering trigger gauge. I still haven't gotten used to it personally, but if you're a digital sort of guy, go with the Wheeler. If you're an analog guy like me, use the RCBS. Number 4 is a Tikka-specific tool. It's a tool that we came up with a few years ago to make it easier to work on your bolt. Tikka bolts are not a bayonet style firing pin system, and they have their own camming system in there, and it's a little different. It's very simple, which is great. It's one of the reasons why the rifles are so reliable. However, if you decock your bolt outside of the rifle, it's very difficult to rotate your bolt shroud back around so that you can put the bolt back in the rifle. If you're replacing your bolt handle, this tool comes in handy because you need something to hold the spacing between the firing pin and the firing pin spring. And hey, face it, some of us have arthritis, and it's harder to remove and replace your bolt shroud, whether for cleaning or for upgrading on your rifle. And this little tool does all of that for you. So that is number 4 on our essential tools list. So number 5 on our essential tools kit is a quality set of hammer, roll pin punches, drive pin punches, and a gunsmithing block. A quality hammer has a brass end and a nylon end. Obviously, you don't want to be metal on a fine finish on a firearm. So that's where you would use the nylon end to keep you from marring your action or marring the component that you're working on. The brass end is when you need just a little more oomph on your punch. Roll pin starters help hold the roll pin in alignment while you're driving and starting that pin into the component on the rifle. A quality drive pin punch helps you remove pins without damaging components, and this is something that you don't want to go cheap on. We have ruined many cheap punch sets in the shop. Spend the extra money. It's not a lot of extra money. It might be an extra $10, $15. Get something like a Starrett drive pin punch set, something that's used in a professional environment. It's going to last longer. Just buy once, cry once. Gunsmithing blocks, very affordable, very key component when you're disassembling a firearm. They have different wedges and holes in them to help you drive punches through, and a quality one has a magnetic base to it so that as a spring or a pin or a component falls through the hole, the magnet catches it, and you're not chasing your component across your garage floor. So it's number 5 on our list, but that doesn't mean it's not one of the more important tools that you need to work on your precision firearm. Number 6 on our essential tools list is a scope leveling kit. It is amazing how many accuracy issues that we come across with customer rifles that can be attributed to the fact their scope is not level. And at 100 yards, it probably doesn't make a huge difference. But as rifles get better, our shooting ability improves, our ammo improves, we are shooting further and further downrange, either at steel or at game. If your scope is not level, and you're looking through the optic, and you're leveling the crosshairs to the horizon, which is what we naturally do, if that scope is not level to the rifle system, your bullet will not end up where your crosshairs are because the bore-sight relationship is off. It's cattywampus. So when you're mounting an optic on a precision rifle system, it is extremely important to level it. Now, I will say that this leveling tool, it's a Wheeler Engineering leveling tool. We use it all the time here in the shop. This tool will get the level of your scope accurate for normal hunting and even normal semi-long range hunting applications, 500-600 yards out there. If you're shooting beyond that, there is a different way to level your optic, and if you're interested in learning that method, put a comment down below and we'll do a video on how to level an optic for 1,000+ yard shooting. But we're talking about hunting rifles here, and it's very important that hunting rifles are properly set up so that we can make ethical confident shots on game every time. All right, we're down to the end. Number 7 on our essential tools list, and probably the most important tool that we use more often than any other tool in the shop, is a torque wrench or torque driver. And not just any torque wrench or torque driver, it must be able to have a low enough setting that it goes into inch pounds, not foot pounds. I've actually had some guys tighten some of our product to foot pounds instead of the inch pound specs that we have, and let's just say a foot pound is significantly higher than an inch pound. So when we're putting together a rifle that is demanding the utmost in accuracy, either it's an extreme long-range hunting rifle or it's a competition style rifle, either F-class, PRS, or the sort, we use Snap-on digital torque wrenches. And they're fantastic. They're also phenomenally expensive. So a little more than the average guy needs in his garage. But they work great if you have an unlimited budget. Go for it. You're going to love it, and you're going to find all sorts of other things that you can use that with, because if you have a Snap-on torque wrench, you're probably a gearhead, and you love working on your motorcycle, car, truck, everything else as well. They're absolutely fantastic. Now, the tool that we use more often is the Wheeler Fat Wrench. This thing is amazing. It comes with an assortment of bits that covers just about everything you need, and if you don't have the bit in here that you need, it's probably in that bit set that you bought for gunsmithing. Any bit that is 1/4 inch drive is compatible with the Wheeler Engineering Fat Wrench. And we've measured it here in the shop, both old ones and new ones, and they're all within 2% accuracy of the Snap-ons. So why did we spend all those thousands on the Snap-on ones? Anyways, the reason why I say this is the most important tool you can have in your workbench is because every single fastener on your rifle system and every single fastener in your optic mount has a specified torque setting. By hitting that specified torque setting, when you work on your rifle, it's repeatable, it's reliable, the rifle is going to be more accurate, and the rifle is going to be more pleasurable to shoot because you're not going to be chasing problems. Additionally, inside your scope, you don't just have a lens here and a lens here. Depending on the optic, there's anywhere from 3 to 7 lenses inside this tube. Plus, your reticle is floating in here. And if you over torque your rings, do the old, well, I turn it till it's tight and then I turn it another 1/4 turn, you can actually damage the internals of your very expensive scope. If you have a first focal plane reticle, then the internal mechanism in here is even more complicated and more prone to damage. According to optics manufacturers, a majority of the warranty issues they come across is customers over torquing their scopes to their rifles. So let's just avoid all that. Get a nice torque wrench, torque everything to spec, and you will have a much better shooting experience with your rifle. So here are the 7 essential tools every rifle owner should have, according to Mountain Tactical. What I'm interested in is, what would you add to the list? Did we miss something? Put it in the comments below, and we may do a video on your suggestion. But there are 3 more things that you need to do. First, hit the like button. Second, subscribe to the channel. Third, go get some trigger time.